morning, comic book fans. It's new comic book day here at Ka-Pow Comics, and as such, we're going to go through very quickly. Well, I'll say very quickly what we've got in. This is not an exhaustive list of everything that's available in every comic book store. I mainly do this for our customers simply because not all of them can make it in at the moment. We still have tier 3 restrictions as part of the UK, and even then, some people just would rather avoid coming into a non-essential business to get stuff posted out. And this gives me a chance to see exactly what we've got in that they might want to add onto their list. If you want full list of stuff that's available, previewsworld.com generally has all that, except maybe the DC stuff at the moment because only UK is using Diamond, not American stores. But other than that, we do our best just to tell you what we've got. And also kind of if it's available for people. Like a lot of what we get in is just ordered quite far in advance to make sure that we don't miss out on anything. This is basically the best way for a small business like us to run. It means we're not going to do the whole bunch of stuff that we hope people buy. The aim is, in fact, to sell out of things. So we're going to make a start now with the related products first. I'll start with my personal favourite that's coming this week. Optimus Prime. Very, very cool little My Little Pony as Optimus Prime. I do like this kind of thing. It's very, very silly, but I find them adorable. We've already had in the Ghostbusters one, and we've got the D&D ones on the way as well, which are going to be very good fun. Next up, a bit of Transformers. Usually when I get Transformers on, I say it's for the dude who gets all these. It's not, it's a different guy this time, but he just really, really wanted. What's he gone for here? Runabout, which does look quite cool. You can't really see much of it because it's a dark action figure in a plastic box, which means you're just going to get more light reflecting. You will actually look at the Transformer. Another one which I've been very happy to get in. Iron Giant action figure, part of the Diamond Select line, and it has, I didn't realise this, light up eyes. And it looks like, sorry, that little bit has worked itself loose. But trust me, it hasn't been opened. I think it's supposed to be in a top little section up there, but it's come free. But it's still very, very cool. Another one of the Diamond ones, Select ones. This is a comic store exclusive. Another one of these Stephen King's Pennywise. This is from the more recent movies of them, which I like. They're okay, not particularly scary. I think it's kind of like an over-reliance on some of the Stephen King's sillier ideas, and he's got a certain knack for describing things being scary, which might actually be, and when you actually see them, they're not actually as scary. Some cool moments, but, you know. And, yeah, trying to get another version, angle you can see it. Yeah, it's him being creepy standing in the swamp, which is cool and creepy, absolutely. We've got some Star Wars figures, well, a figure twice. One of these has been reserved, but we do have one spare. It's the retro size ones. But look, a child. Oh, cool. And Din Djarin, the Mandalorian with child. We've got a few of the retro size ones in at the moment, simply because most places, I imagine, will go for the larger Star Wars Black Series. Kind of nice to get something a bit different. Speaking of a bit different, Critical Role. Yes, they finally got some of the pop figures out. Now, there's actually more than the range to arrive. We haven't got them all yet, but we've got a few in. I think we've got one of each. There is 2 Grog, but one's already been claimed. So if you want a Grog, get in quickly. But I'm going to try and get these names right. Pike Trickfoot with wings. Looks very, very cool. Percival Del Rolo III, who actually has a gun. By the way, these names of characters, I want to kind of take the mick out of them, but I'm an old school tabletop role player. I've probably had way sillier character names. Scanlan Shortholt, who appears to be flying around on a giant disembodied hand, which I imagine would make sense to you, but certainly doesn't to me. And as I mentioned previously, Grog Strongjaw with his Grog there. I said I've got a spare of that particular one. That should be everything for the related products. Let me just move stuff around. Oh, sorry. Like either somebody just sold or somebody just bid something. Yes, my dog is at home. People stay at home. It's where it lives. So that little noise there was, I think somebody just bought something on eBay. So there we go. Right. Graphic novels and other things now. First off, this one is very disappointing. Somebody actually did ask, oh, what is that? That looked kind of cool. And I was telling him it's for a set of small mini-series kind of stuff done in the kind of Sunday school, Sunday newspaper funny strip kind of thing of various Marvel heroes and what they've been doing at home during the lockdown. And it's like a $9.99 or well, £8.99 little kind of flipbooky thing. This is how big it is. Like to scale, that is tiny for £9. I cannot imagine I'm going to sell very many of these, which is a shame because they are kind of cool, but that's a lot of money to ask for something that small. Some small stuff though. We also have the Archimaniacs, which is probably going to go to by a gentleman who likes his stuff for his kids. Al Balthazar does very, very cool things like that. The new X-Force trade, that has been reserved already, but let us know if you want one. The second of the Metal Shark Bro. I think somebody has actually said they want to pick this one up when it comes in, but I'll need to double check with them. Giant Size X-Men, which is collecting all of the Giant Size one-shots that came in a while ago. Latest and Spencer Amazing Spider-Man. The latest Ice Cream Man, which is still one of my favorite horror comic books at the moment. Misty Winter Special. We ordered a couple of these because there's people who kind of like them, but we're never 100% sure if they're going to sell because they're a little bit odd, a little bit different. The last one we had, I think it was a Misty Halloween specific special. None of the people who usually go for it picked it up, so I had two spare. And they sat there on the thing for ages and ages and ages and didn't sell. So I thought, let's see if we go on eBay. And I sold each of them for twice the list price. So good investment, if nothing else. Cartoons, literally a magazine of cartoons about cars. Yeah, we only get that because one very particular guy wants it. It's a very odd thing to exist. This one, Aftershock. I hate you, Aftershock Comics, because you're doing the prestige size thing that the DC Black Label does, which means we can't put it in the boxes and everyone else's stuff, and we can't have bags and boards for it. But it does look cool. It's a one-shot horror special by Cullen Bunn, and just flicking through it, it looks quite glorious. Definitely will be taking a look at that one myself. Adventure Man, another huge one. Somebody specifically asked about this one, about whether or not it'd be cool to get in hardback. And looking at the sheer size of it, give you a comparison. Let's grab a regular. This is like a standard trade paperback size. There we go. So yeah, absolutely cool, and it did very, very well. Matt Fraction, very good writer. Wouldn't mind taking this myself, but all sealed up, which means whoever buys it gets it absolutely brand new. Next, Umbrella Academy, the deluxe hardcover volume 3. Only got a couple of these in because, well, we sold loads of number 1. We only sold one of the volume 2. So if you like Umbrella Academy, you've liked the first one, come and grab the second one, and we've got the third one in now. Next, we've got 3 of this. I'm not going to try and pick them all together though, because it's quite big. The Neo Automata World Guide Volume 2. Got 3 of these in. 2 of which I think I've already been claimed. I'll have to check my spreadsheet for this one to be sure. If you're wanting the third one, let me know as soon as you can, because I don't want to just keep them there for ages waiting for people. If you want them, I'd rather come and grab them straight away. Right, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of moving stuff around now to get to the last couple of things, which is the massive boxes full of comic books. Let's try and find somewhere to put everything without everything falling off my counter. Okay. Yes, I'm still here, just slightly out of shot. Don't panic. Okay, there should be room to pull this over here, and that's not going to fall off, I hope. Okay, I want comic books. It's actually not a huge delivery of comic books this week. An awful lot of stuff we got was all that extra bits and pieces. The Umbrella Academy and the Neo Automata hardback books cost quite a bit. So we don't get a lot of them in, but they take up a lot of space as well. The final issue, though, of Dan O'Bannon's Alien, based on the original screenplay. If you're a fan of Alien, keep an eye out for what Marvel are doing at the moment. They've got the rights for it. I think this is the last one that Dark Horse are going to be doing. I can't remember off the top of my head what the creative team is for Alien. It's not one that jumped out at me, but still could be cool. American Vampire, 1976. Really got volume 1 of that in. I really should go back and check all that out because I enjoyed the first issue of it, but not able to really get in. So much stuff I didn't know was going on. Enter the Phoenix prologue from Avengers. Very cool cover, that one. I'm liking what they're doing with these at the moment, but we've got time for all the Avengers stuff. New Batman one, Batman Black and White. Because this is kind of a large square bound format, we haven't got many of them. We've only got 5. I think there's only 2 of them that are spoken for. So if you do fancy trying something like this out, give me a shout. Bill and Ted Are Doomed. I think the final issue of this one. Do like the cover of it. A new one from AWA, AWA Upshot. This is, I think, is their first one that's aimed at, young people, all ages, in fact, it's right there. Bite Size. Now, I quite enjoyed the Erratic, the first proper superhero one, so I'll be checking this one out, see what it's like. New Captain Marvel as well. First cover in a while, which hasn't really grabbed me. Still cool, but not as good as some of the other ones. Champions issue 3, which I think is mine, because we were short last week, so I didn't take mine. New Sumerian, Frost Giant's daughter. We had a couple people asking after this one why it's different from the Marvel Conan ones. The Marvel are doing their own stories, inspired by how, rather than actually based on. These are thoroughly based on, they're actually just ripped straight from the pages. I'm just going to double check. It's been a while since I read one, but yeah, you actually get the pro story in the back as well. It's done piece after piece, so when you get all 4, you get the entire story. Speaking of Conan, we also have the actual Jim Zub, Conan the Barbarian. A new second issue from Donny Cates, crossover. I will be reading this one. I did enjoy issue 1. I was talking about Donny Cates the other day with King in Black, saying that maybe he's never quite like jumped out at me. That's the closest he's come. It was a cool idea, and I like where I might be going. Definitely read issue 2, and it could get onto my put list. Dark Knight's Death Metal, the last stories of the DC universe, another big prestige format one. Pretty much everybody who gets these things will be getting all of them. There's a lot of them, but this, I think, is the last one. There's really can't be much left to do now. Detective Comics 1032 with the person who ordered it. We've just found out recently what's been happening with some of the post-Future State things. Detective Comics is the one that's really grabbed my attention because it's Mariko Tamaki, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, with Dan Mora on art. If people don't know, Dan Mora is like the second best artist currently out there at the moment, in my opinion. At least a lot of people say he's the best. And I've been trying to grab something by Tamaki that's actually like jumping out at me. I've heard good things, but I'm not seeing anything like concept-wise that grabbed me. But her doing a Batman could be great. So if you're interested in giving it a try, give me a shout. I will definitely put my name down for it. Devil's Red Bride, really enjoyed this one. Came very close to making my best of the list, but I'm only a couple of issues in. Don't feel like I'm quite comfortable putting it on just yet. Disaster Inc. issue 5. True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys National Anthem. This has been a revelation. Probably Gerard Way's probably the best thing he's done in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, Umbrella Academy is fantastic, but that just feels so like punky and out there. It's great. Carrying on the Blue Sun Rising thing from Firefly is still ongoing and still excellent fun. I was a bit confused by this one. I thought it was a special, but it's actually just Flash ongoing, but part of Endless Winter. And this is going to be a bit of an awkward one. DC have done really good of not like getting really into the big crossover event kind of stuff, but what Endless Winter started with Justice League, but it was one-shot special, not actual issue of Justice League, and it's now gone to Flash, which is the ongoing, and later on there's a Superman, but the Superman is a special, not part of that ongoing, which basically means it's asking people to pick up a lot of stuff they might not want to pick up to get the full thing. Get in contact if you get any of these, and we'll see if we can get you all of them, or drop it, or whatever. Giga next. Issue 1 didn't grab me as much as I thought it would on this one, but I've had a couple of my customers say they really liked it, so I'm going to give issue 2 a go, see if it's enough to get me on board. Al Ewing's Guardians of the Galaxy. I should make you a Star-Lord. Not been really Guardians for a long time, unfortunately. From Image, this is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. Homesick Pilots. Well, actually, I don't really know much about it. I want to tell you what's going on, but I've been trying to deliberately avoid reading too much about it. I've seen like headlines about it, saying it's a really cool series, but I want to kind of go in without knowing it and just experience what it is. Juggernaut issue 4. Oh, look, behind you. Let me shift that so it doesn't get damaged. Lady Death, a new one, and they always do 2 parts of these ones. This one's Blasphemy Anthem. I'm going to show you the cover A, cover B. Will not be particularly risque. Might not be typical for all audiences. We only really get these, and if people ask for them. There's a point when Lady Death was reasonably popular, and like there's still a lot of people who get everything and all the covers, and they'll sometimes do like 20-30 covers, and they'll range from £3.30 to £59.99. We just get the 2 basic ones, and that's only because people ask us for it. Lonely Receiver issue 4. We are still waiting for our number 2. We were short shipped, and it went to backward straight away, so I apologise. Same with actual Legacy of Mandrake Edition. Number 2 just never turned up on our list, even though it's supposed to, so I was going backward as well. But at least we've got number 3. Marauders by Dugan, which has been absolutely fantastic. Really liking this one. Probably my favourite of the X-Men ones so far. I'm going to shift us around so I can get to the second box. Bear with me. Oh, that is very close to the edge. I do not want that to go over like it did last time. Which means I have to be very careful with this one. Let's do it slightly at an angle so there's less it can lean over. Saw that a bit better. Right, Mountain Ahead. Last issue of this one. This one feels like it's taken 17 years to finish, but I really did enjoy issue 1, but the sales were so slow, I'm glad I never actually went for it. But I'm just going to do what I don't usually bother doing this, but I'm going to find, okay, random internal page. Very, very cool artwork. I think I'll be grabbing that one as a collection when it comes out, because I hate to say it, like the really slow release thing on it was an absolute pain in the neck. Origins number 2. This one was cool, and now we get like lots of gribblies on the cover as well, which can be an absolute laugh riot. Red Mother doing a little bit of classic image work there. Sandman Universe and Lock and Key crossover. This is issue 0, of people being down for it. This is kind of like an optional one. It's effectively reprinting a couple of key issues from both series. If you've already got all of Lock and Key and all of Sandman, you won't need this. But if you like one and are trying it because of a crossover with the other, it could be cool to give you a sense of what's going on between them. Speaking of Sandman Universe, we were too short of waking hours last week. Thankfully, that one didn't go to back order, and they just turned up. Scare and Hood, issue 2. Early reviews of that one's really good, but honestly, never got around to reading it. It didn't grab me at all. 7 Secrets, which is getting better and better, apparently. That's one I'm going to pick up on trade, because never had enough of it to me to grab it as it was coming out. Amazing Spider-Man. I do like that cover. Again, it was Last Remains, which is the ongoing. That's issue 54, but that is just one of those like nice little design tricks that they do, and also very, very cool artwork as well. Speaking of Spider-Man, though, we also have Spider-Brahms, the J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams Spider-Man thing. Again, this feels like it started 23 years ago, but issue 5, which I think might be the last issue, so finally got done with that one. And got a handful of Star Wars, which is just Star Wars. I mean, I could talk to you about that one, but let's face it, if you like Star Wars, you get it. If you don't, you won't. Although another one which I have been thoroughly enjoying, and that is a great cover. I think that is a Humberto Ramos. I do love his artwork. It's absolutely superb. Speaking of artwork, for anyone who keeps watching this kind of thing, a while ago I was talking about Geordie Belair doing colouring for Hellblazer. Didn't know Geordie Belair is a woman. Totally not meaning to misgender them. I had no idea at all. The name Geordie in my head sounded masculine. Probably a little bit of heteronormative languages going on there. Either way, if she's watching, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Superman Special, which is Endless Winter Part 3. As I said, it's all over the place for this one. I do apologise. Sweet Tooth The Return. Nice, simple, but bold cover there. I've got a couple of variant covers for this next one. I think they are just kind of like standard covers. There's no real rarity on those ones. They're not like one per store or anything. But issue 1 of Sword, or SWXRD, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But that's the regular one. We've got plenty of those if people want to jump on board with that. Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint, which is one I actually do know about. Terminal Punks issue 2. Terminal Punks issue 1 was a lot of fun. Definitely reading that one. For Transformers fans, we have a big issue 25 anniversary size thing, a lot bigger than the rest of them, and you can put on the price to the tag there. It's more expensive than the rest of them, but we're now on to the next big arc. So I'd say good jumping on board, but I honestly don't think I've got any spare. That price, I didn't get a lot of them in for the shelf. Usagi Yojimbo, it's been great that one. Vampire the Masquerade issue 5 cover B. I think this is mine because I don't think I had enough last week for the regular. I gave them to other customers. Speaking of Donny Cates, as I did earlier, he's carrying on doing just Venom, the King in Black. I've got to say, first time I've read a Marvel event in a very, very long time that I shouldn't be wanting to read the rest of it. What puts me off is the fact that there's going to be like the DC thing, just a lot of tie-in stuff, and I've not got the time or the money to get them all. What I do have the time and money for, though, is Warhammer 40,000, Marnius Caligar, by far and away best-selling comic book. Every single one of these is spoken for. We have none spare. People still come in asking if we've got issue 1s. I sometimes feel kind of bad telling them that, like how much they're going for on eBay. We even had a variant cover for issue 2, and I sold them for £25 each, just like for a single issue of a comic book, which we're selling cover A for £4 in store. So, yeah. But that is the 3rd issue. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. It's Joe Stoker on the cover, and yeah, what is not to love? Wonder Woman, which has a lot of drop off recently. Don't think anyone's down for Wonder Woman anymore. I think that's like the last hangover from an order I did. And Year Zero, Volume 2, Issue 2. Probably AWA's biggest title to date, although I still think Hotel is fantastic. Right, that's it. That's your lot. There's nothing else really to report at the moment. We're heading towards Christmas, so what else you want to know? We're going to be open 9 till 5:30, Tuesday, Saturday. We're still going to be closed Sunday and Monday, because even in the run up to Christmas, town centres are still quiet unless you're a deep discount clothing retailer, apparently. And we're definitely not that. We're running out of time to get orders in for additional stuff, and even if we do get the orders in, unfortunately, we're still dealing with international supply issues. There's a whole bunch of stuff which is not available in the country. We had somebody ask us if we can get something particular because there was one listed from a UK seller on eBay, which was asking 3 times list price, whereas it was cheaper to get it imported from America from an American comic book store. That kind of thing is unfortunately something beyond the control of not only me, but also every other comic book store in this country. We are all kind of stuck just getting everything through one supplier. There's nothing we can do about that. Diamond UK have the monopoly on getting all this kind of stuff in, so we just have to wait and do what we can when it arrives. It also means we are now recycling our comic bags. We are down to just having to strip old back issues for them at the moment. We have enough boards for mail order things, and that's it. To be honest, usually stuff I sell on eBay rather than just actual mail order things, because people get a lot more, and that'll actually make the packaging quite rigid. We are doing our best, but honestly, please bear with us. This is probably going to be the hardest Christmas we've had, because a lot of stuff people could say, oh, can I do such and such for a Christmas present? Usually I'd say, yeah, cool, be next week. And now I'm like, God knows, could arrive in February. No idea. Especially when you consider the fact that, at least in this country, we're trying to get things under control. Where we get our things from in America, stuff is going worse. They are recording record-breaking daily deaths almost every single day, and look like they're not going to go back into lockdown anytime soon. So they're just going to carry on working through the chaos of it all, and that's not going to make things better for anyone, really. But we're doing the best we can. If you do want to get something for your friends and relatives, we do sell gift vouchers. They come in the form of basically credit notes. Each one is logged on our system, and you basically have no expiry date for them. Anything you don't spend at the time when you come in will stay on, or we'll give you another credit note for the change, so you're not going to lose any money. And it means if you come in and you can't find what you want for your friend or relative, buy them a £20, £30, whatever gift voucher. And it means when we get the stuff in they want, they can come and get it then. That's the best I can do. Once I get all this squared away, I'm probably going to do a review. Not sure what I'm going to do today. Maybe Homesick Pilots. It does look quite cool, but we'll wait and see. Other than that, that's it. I'll speak to you later. Bye. Alexa.